Hello, hope you are doing well. This is BEO, also known as Mrs. P. Welcome to the wedding series where I am going to be talking about the journey to the altar. So stay tuned. Thank you. So today we are going to be talking about budgeting. So obviously for a wedding or for your wedding, you need a budget. You need to work with a budget. The funny thing is when I asked for our wedding, when we started wedding planning, I was having a conversation with someone, and the person asked me a question, and the question was, what is your budget? And funny enough, we did not have a budget. So so we had to decide on a budget. So you need to have a rough estimate of how much you're willing or able to spend on the wedding. So have a total amount or total cost of how much you're willing to spend or able to spend for the wedding. But obviously you should keep in mind that after the wedding is the marriage. So you should not just plan for the wedding, but also for after the wedding, which is maybe you need to get a house. Well, not maybe, you need to get a house. You need to get a house, you need to get furniture if you're getting a place without furniture. So these are things you need to think about. So for us, we had a budget for the wedding, and we had a budget for the house, and we had a budget for the honeymoon. So for the wedding, we had an amount set that we were able to spend or willing to spend for the wedding, and for the house as well. I was living in my parents' house and he was living in his parents' house. So we had to start looking at houses. And funny enough, I did not know houses were this expensive in the area that we were looking to move or relocate to. So we had to keep that in mind, the budget for the house. And obviously also budget for the honeymoon. So we started looking at places where we wanted to go to after the wedding. So but thankfully we had a honeymoon pot where people were able to contribute or give towards the honeymoon, so that helped a lot. So when sending out the invitation, we had a gift registry, and we also had a honeymoon pot where people were able to give towards. So that was really helpful as well. Things to keep in mind when budgeting: you need a budget for the wedding, you need a budget for your house after the wedding, and you need the budget for the honeymoon if you're going on a honeymoon. Not everyone goes on a honeymoon, but if you're not, then you don't need a budget for that. So things that you need to consider when planning a wedding or when budgeting is unexpected costs. Please, by the way, I am from Amsterdam. I was born and raised in Amsterdam, and I'm originally from Nigeria, and I now live in the UK. So I might give you some different accents. Just manage it like that. Yeah, thank you. Unexpected costs like travel. We traveled a lot because I lived far away from the groom then. So traveling, we had to view venues, we had appointments to taste the cake tasting, appointment with the decoration company, we had appointments to view houses. So these are things you need to keep in mind. And another thing with budgeting, because you're working with different vendors. So like I said, we had the venue, we had videographers, we had the bakers, what else, decoration company. So we did all of our payments online. So the thing that you need to keep in mind is to keep your bank receipts. I know we all have bank statement, but for me, or what we did is when we made where we made payments, we send them a receipt to let them know that we have paid for deposit or paid for their services. So you have to keep one for yourself and send them one. So because this is very important, especially when you are dealing with people online. So that is another thing for budgeting. And make sure when you have spent an amount on a vendor or something else, make sure that what you have spent reflects also in your Google Sheets, so you know the amount that you have spent on and the amount that is left for other things for the wedding planning. So things to keep in mind when budgeting is the total cost, unexpected cost, savings, which is the saving for the house, saving for the wedding, and saving for the honeymoon. So the thing that what we did when it came to budgeting is that we had a set amount that we were saving each month. Got proposed to in February, so we got engaged in February and our wedding was in September. So we had 7 months. We had 7 months to plan our wedding. So we had a set amount that we were saving for the wedding, a set amount we were saving for the house and the honeymoon. But like I said, thank God people came through and helped us with the honeymoon. So yes, the honeymoon was sorted. And people came through with the wedding too as well. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks everyone for your help. So that's another thing to keep in mind. People will help. People helped us a lot, and wow, yeah. So we saved for the wedding, saved for the house, and so the other thing to keep in mind, is unexpected costs. Like I said, like travel, maybe guest accommodation, things that might come up on the day that you won't expect. So always have amounts ready for unexpected costs. And also to keep online bank receipts when dealing with vendors or dealing with people in general. Keep your bank receipts. So thank you for listening. I hope this episode helps you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And see you in the next video. Bye. Where you help. So we did find some places, some venues that were really nice, but they were just too far and the price was a bit too high as well.